Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how to make this fun little travel case. Now it's got a lot of pockets inside along here, 6 pockets altogether. You can design this any way you want. If you need more pockets, that's really easy to do. Now all of the supplies and all of the cutting instructions are listed below your YouTube screen in the description section. Just scroll down to where you see the words Show More or the down arrow. Click on either one of those and it will expand open and you will see all kinds of links and all the information you need to make this case. Take your 2 pieces of fabric that are for the outside of the travel case, and on just one of them, you're going to put your interfacing on the back side of it. You will notice that my interfacing is cut smaller than the fabric itself. That's because the seams are going to get really thick with all of the things put in this travel case. So by making the interfacing smaller, it takes less stress on those seams. On the piece that has the interfacing, you're going to put a button in the very center, and it's important that you put the button on before you stitch the little travel case together. So to find center, you're going to fold this piece. I'm going to demonstrate with this one. You're going to fold it in half, finger press a little bit, fold in half again, and finger press. And then in the center of those creases is where you will put the button. So now I'm going to show you how to get the pockets ready to be put in the travel case. Take both pieces of the fabric for the pockets. You're going to fold it in half and then press. And then unfold it. And you'll notice on this half, I've put the interfacing. So I've placed it up near the fold line where I pressed. Again, those pieces are cut smaller so that it does not make the seams really bulky. So you do that on the smaller piece and then of course on the larger piece. I'm using 1/4 inch wide elastic. I've cut mine about 6 inches long. But if you think you're going to be putting items that are really bulky in this travel case, you might need some extra length. So you may want to cut it longer, maybe up to 8 inches long. Now you're going to layer all of the fabric pieces. So take your piece that does not have the interfacing on it. Place it pretty side up. This is called the front side. It's also called the right side. Take your larger pocket piece and place it down first. And this is going to be my bottom edge. So line it up there. Take your smaller pocket piece and place it again on the bottom edge. Now on one side, it doesn't matter if it's the left or the right side, put your elastic down. So you're going to fold it in half, and right at the top edge of the larger pocket is where you're going to place your elastic. So go ahead and pin it down, and then I would just do a little stitch back and forth to hold it in place. Then take your piece for the outside and bring it front side down. Then place pins around all 4 edges. Because it's so thick on the bottom area and the sides, I decided to use clips because it was easier than trying to pin it all. Now you're going to stitch around all the edges. On the top edge right here, you're going to leave an opening where you'll be able to turn it front side out. So I would leave at least a 3-inch opening. So you'd back stitch here, stitch a 1/4 inch wide seam, stop when you get a 1/4 inch away from this edge. Leave your needle down, lift your presser foot, turn your fabric, and continue stitching. And every time you come to a corner, always leave your needle down so you don't lose your place. stitch all the way around, and then when you get to the other side of the opening, and then back stitch. Now you're going to trim a little bit of fabric off of each corner. That's so that when you turn it front side out, your corners will lay a little flatter. So first go across at a diagonal. Make sure you don't cut into your stitch line. I like to take a little bit off of the sides like that. And again, you do it at all 4 corners. And then reach inside that opening and turn it front side out. After you've turned it front side out, reach back inside and poke your corners out. Now they're pretty thick, so they're not going to lay really flat. That's to be expected. Then you're going to press it as flat as possible. I'm going to turn it around here at the opening at the top. You're going to turn those edges in 1/4 inch and press this. Then when you're done pressing, stitch about 1/8 inch from the edges all the way around all 4 sides. The last step is to mark where you want your pockets to begin and end. So I'm going to make mine about 4 inches wide. You can make them any width you want, but I'm just going to divide it up into thirds. So I'm going to place my ruler, put the 4-inch line on the outside edge, try to line it up as straight as possible, and then taking a fabric marking pin, drawing a line. Then I'm going to turn it, go 4 inches from this edge, and draw a line. After you draw your lines, I would place some pins along here to keep the fabric in place. Then you're going to stitch all the way down from one end to the other. Now if you're worried about the marks on here, if you're using a fabric marker that's designed to disappear, make sure you know which kind you have. I'm using a water-soluble one, so when I'm done stitching, all I have to do is spray a little water on it and it disappears in a few seconds. If you have a heat-sensitive fabric marker, then you would use an iron and press over it and it'll disappear. But if you use a water-soluble one, then you press over it, your lines become permanent. So make sure you understand which ones you want. Also, while you are stitching, I would back stitch a little bit at the top edge of each pocket. And then when you're done, all you have to do is slip whatever items you want in them. Now again, you can make your pockets any size you want. You might want to slip your items in there before you decide how to divide up your pockets. Make sure everything's going to fit properly. When you're done, you can either roll it up or fold it like this, turn it over, and wrap this around your button. And there you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you learned something new. This is a quick little bag or travel case to make. Now you could, if you wanted to, put your sewing items in here and you can take it to a sewing class with you. Again, you can make this any size you want. If you need it bigger in any way, whether it needs to be taller or wider, that's really easy to adjust the measurements of your fabric. Now, if you're interested in other beginners sewing projects, I have a lot. So there will be links listed below your YouTube screen in the description section. Now, I also have sewing tips that come out every Wednesday, and I also have cross-stitch tips. So make sure you subscribe so you get all of that information. While you're checking out my description section, make sure you follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl. This is Manny and this is Scotty. See you next time.